Hey there, it's Gabriel, and I wanted to talk to you about relationships. It's part of the positive psychology that I work in, and it's also something that's just really important to take a look at because as we're doing work with each other, you're going to have to take a look at the people that you keep around you. Now, perhaps you're one of those people that is extremely lucky, and everybody in your friend circle and all of your family are these very rich and awesome folks. But for many of us, that may not have been the case or is not currently the case, and that's what I want to talk about. What we have to define here is what I mean when I'm talking about a positive relationship. And this is important because when I'm talking about a positive relationship, it's one that feels meaningful to you, and the engagement in that positive relationship actually lifts you up and does not tear you down. If you're in a relationship that you call positive, but as you think about it, it actually leaves you feeling torn down, even 30-40% of the time, that may not actually be a positive relationship. Now, we're going to go into gaslighting in another video. We're not going to cover that here right now. So we're just going to talk about the way that you seek out and maintain at least one or two relationships in your life, because we are all social creatures. I would hope that all of us have at least one good person in our life, whether that be a sibling or a parent or someone that we have met, whether it be a long time ago or even recent, that there's a person that we can call our homie, that we can rely on, that we can check in with, that will check in on us. And I get it. Some people don't have that. And that's not great, but we can get there through engagement, through seeking out, and to discover in yourself things that you think are meaningful. You might actually have to put in some work, but you're going to connect. Seek out a social outlet that you actually want to have more of in your life, and in that perhaps you would meet someone. Here's one example: recovery. It's a place where many people go through a very big life shift, and they have to take a look at all of the people that they've had in their life. And in much of recovery, many of those people are part of the old days of drinking or using drugs, and they are no longer healthy. And those may have been positive experiences that you had, but moving forward, it will not serve. This is a great time to connect in a meeting. Why many people go to either Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, LifeRing, so on. There's some place for you to engage so that you can be around other people going through an experience. And what better to bring people together than a shared experience? In recovery, you may find a like-minded person, such as a sponsor. And this is the beginning of building a positive relationship, someone that you can rely on, someone that helps you feel a little bit better than when you started. And I understand that in trauma, sometimes building relationships is hard. So I'm not saying that this is easy, but it takes intention, right? And when you put that intention in, it's like manifesting, saying, I want to have positive relationships. I want to have somebody in my life that I can rely on. I am going to make a commitment to myself that I'm going to attempt to trust that this person isn't going to hurt me. I have discovered the boundaries and the safe places within myself so that I can have a relationship and I can detect the red flags before they come up. And if you can't, then we can talk about that, because figuring out red flags and creating boundaries is incredibly important when you're building relationships. And that's something that we can work on one-on-one. But the importance of developing positive relationships is something that helps you long-term so that you don't end up stuck in your own mind. It's the act of having a person that you can externalize that internal process so that you don't have to hold it on the inside. And trust me, when you have a positive relationship and someone that actually cares about you, you get to have that share back and forth, and they're still going to care about you, even if you have to go to them with some of the hard stuff. Now, I am not saying that having no positive relationships is a bad thing, or that there is some type of metric or assessment that can be done that can weigh whether or not a relationship is positive or not. And I'm not saying that all relationships are all positive all the time. I'm not saying that. It's a general feeling that you're going to have in your gut and in your heart that you're going to be able to say, time spent with this person feels safe, feels good, feels trustworthy. That's what you're going for. And that would be something that you can say most of the time. And becoming the kind of person where people say that about you. And it just multiplies in the way that you comport yourself as a trustworthy person that only brings worthy people around them and has a sense of meaning in the relationships that they have in this life. It's magnetic, and it will just manifest itself in that way. It almost becomes a way of working towards a goal that ends up becoming a goal that puts in the work. And there's nothing better than that. We will be able to use the time together to practice and rehearse relationships if you would like, to ask questions about this person in my life. Is this something that I should keep an eye out for? If you have a bad track record of being able to pick up on red flags, let's talk about it. If you're in a situation where you feel like you're making a big transition, but you're not sure which way to go, let's talk about it. These are things that can all be done in the work that we do together. So that's just really briefly my concepts of an introduction on looking at positive relationships in your life. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you liked what I was talking about, hit the like button. Go ahead and message me in the comments if you like, or reach out to me direct message. Reach out to me at my website, allrisetogethertherapy.com. That's allrisetogethertherapy.com. Sincerest gratitude. Thank you so much.